yes. Yes, man. What is going on? Let's turn this down. Technical difficulties coming today. Technical difficulties. Money's just one big social agreement. What's up, YouTube? What's up, Instagram? Let me know you can hear me. I put out these things called 10 Pillars of Success. Pillar number 1, how you think is everything. Pillar number 10, take full responsibility. And those kind of summarize the whole game, man. What you think about, and do you take responsibility? They said loud and clear. Let's kill the comments, man. Appreciate you. We're going to kill the comments, man. So, this right here, if you followed any of my works, what I call the money flow, it's 4 stages of price movement. And it's not really something I used to predict, but I do. And it's not really something that I think forecasts the future, but sometimes it does. And it's just a way, when you start to look at the stock market, you start to see that it's a little chaotic and that there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of little data points that move stocks up and down. And if you didn't know what something was, if I just showed you this chart and I said, what is it? What stock is this? Right? Matter of fact, let's do this. Let's put it here. And if you notice, what do you see on this chart? Now, I know one thing you'll see is I use a white background, right? A lot of people use a dark background. I have a hard time seeing on a dark background. I was born deformed. God made me deformed. So I have to use a white background. But what I'd notice a price, and you'll see this if we just did the most elementary of looking at it, and let's just use a circle, and now I think we got to lay a line over it. And if you just lay a line over price, and a couple ways to do this, you could run it through the middle, right? Then you can say, well, that went down. And you run it through the middle, you could say, well, that went up, right? Now, in here, it could get tricky of how we're looking at price. But as we're drawing this out, you're going to see the way it moves, man. And it does these moves. And we could call this one, I guess, right? And it's up and it's down. And it's like, I don't even know what this is. It's just a thing with lines on it. It's like, yeah. And if you notice, the lines, some days are red, some days they're black. And that's what? Based on the open and close. Did it open higher but close lower? It changes the color. And if we open lower and we move higher, it changes the color. And there's a low and there's a high. And then the next day, same thing. New data points. Every day, just new information coming at you. And this thing just prints. Next day. Next day. Next day. Just keeps doing it, man. Every day. Opening, closing, high, low. This, and it, you're looking at this chart and you'll see, here's some other basic observations. This is just a random, I know what it is. I'll tell you in a minute. A random chart. And what you'll see is, look in this time period. This is from July now back to September. So this is about 6 months. Let's close this, save it. Yeah, upload it. We'll delete it later. And as we look at this chart, opens, close, highs, lows. Next day, open, close, high, low. Next day, open, close, high, low. And then, oh man, there's a tweet, and there's this and that, and price moves, and you'll see it'll run up, and where it stops, what? Where it stopped before, and we're just looking at this, and you're just seeing it bounce, boom, 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 and I mean, what is it, man? What stock is this? See, the moment you give someone a name, they have a different opinion of it. Meaning, I could hand you a chart. Let me ask you this. You think you're a technician? People are like, yeah, I trade tech. Well, then it shouldn't matter what I hand you. This could be pork bellies, right? You're like, well, I don't know shit about pork bellies. I know. But what if you're just looking at it and you're like, wow, look at it. It goes boom, 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 boom. Like, you don't have to be an archaeologist to see that. And so as we come to charts, we start to see patterns emerge. And it's like they're not 100%, they're not certain, they're just patterns that appear. Like, here's a pattern. I don't know if you know this. So this is on a daily. Each one of these is one day, right? If we come over here and we went to a weekly, now each one of these bars is 1 week, right? What do you notice? Well, it kind of goes from left to right, right? Periods where it moves down. What if we back this up and we go to a monthly? Each one of these is 1 month. It's $169. What do you see? I mean, you don't have to be an archaeologist, okay? You didn't have to go to school. You don't need to ask your mother. If you're just looking at this chart, I mean, what do you see? You're like, well, let's I don't know, let's draw a line through the center of it. Just like if we had a crayon over here. You get it? We had a little crayon, we're just drawing a little line. We're just drawing like a kid. And look at that, it came back. And something came down. Oh, that was a big one. And we've come up. Now we're here. What's possible there? All we did was tic-tac-toe. You just have a crayon on there and you're just going like this. Now, how many times you got to do that before you might recognize a pattern? I don't know. You recognize a pattern? Now, at what year would you catch on? So if this is back in 2008, right? And we can keep this going. It just keeps going, man. And then, so an entire year of life goes by. Another year. At what year does someone notice this pattern? It's right here. It's recorded. Anybody in the world can open a chart and look at it, man. And you go, well, maybe that was just this thing here. Maybe that's not all things. Okay. Don't even matter what this is. Now, the moment I tell you what this is, you're going to have a different opinion of it. Meaning it's no longer about the chart. See, if I say it's a crypto coin, or if I say it's Johnson & Johnson, or if I say it's lumber prices, or if I say it's indexed annuities, if I say what? Will it change your opinion of the chart? Maybe you can't read it the same anymore. Maybe it clouds your vision. So, I don't know. Maybe you don't need to see your what it is. You look at the chart, right? So that's when we can start to interpret charts, when it doesn't matter what it is. Because if this is school grades in your town, I'd be like, fuck, dude, look. These kids just keep getting smarter. Look at this. You know, some years they do great, and it comes down a little bit, and then they do better, and then it comes down a little bit. They just keep improving. At what year does someone catch on to that? I mean, they look back 20 years and go, fuck, man, I should have bought some. At what year do you look back and go, yeah, that looks like a good idea, man? So, you know, I could lay housing prices here, car prices, television. Like, what do you want to lay over this, man? Lumber, cotton, soybeans. Now, commodities are different. Shouldn't use that as an example. Health insurance, dental cost. So if we charted it every day, what's the average cost of dental? What does that chart look like over the last decade? Well, it looks like this, which is called Pepsi. This is Pepsi. Secret stock. Very few people know about Pepsi. It's part of the Illuminati knowledge. Meaning it's impossible to know about this company. They don't do any marketing. It's secret. Now, They're able to conduct business right under the nose of millions of people. People don't even know about it. Come in every day, buy their shit. Don't own the stock, though. They don't own this. They own Zuzu coin, not this. They don't own this. This is risky. So if you back it up, let's go. This is on a daily. So now when we look at Pepsi, let's put it on a daily chart right now, what we see today. Oh, man, it looks different. So what if we put it on a 1 hour chart? Maybe we're that needy. Maybe we need to touch it that much. Every hour, oh, Pepsi, let me trade it. So we could do that. We could go to a daily. There's Pepsi. You know about Pepsi, right? Secret company. Nobody knows about this. Let's see. Hold on just a second before I misquote. Now, this is one in hundreds. Don't think this one's special. Let's see. Looking for a certain site here. Here it is. If you got my book, you know it's in here. Easy to get to. Let's check Pepsi. Now, nobody invests like this. If you put $10,000 into an index fund and blah, blah, nobody does that. That's a stupid explanation, but that's the one everybody uses. Let's look at Pepsi over the last decade. Pepsi's annualized return, 12.6%. Well, you go, what does that mean? 12% every year. Look. So when you look at it right now today, you're like, wow, man, it ran up to 174, down to 153, back up to 174, back down to 153, back up to 170. I mean, you're like, oh, it's almost like a pattern. So as you come over here and you back up to the weekly, right? Yeah, you kind of see the same thing, man. You take a look at this chart and you look at it and you just start over here and you just go like that. You just take it back, man, right? And it's moving. It's moving inside of there. It's going down, it's going up, it's going down, right? And you're getting these moves, man, where price moves. Now, these are the kind of stocks that it's really difficult to know anything about, man. They keep these 12.5%. People, well, you can't beat the stock market. Really? Looks like Pepsi beats the fucking stock market every year. It's 12.5% over the last decade. Pepsi, secret. Nobody could know about it. Now, look, 12.5%. Bro, we can beat that. And you're like, what do you mean? If you know what I know, I'm not dollar cost averaging like they're doing. They're dollar cost averaging every month, no matter what the stock is doing. So they would come, this calculation is like this. So when I look at it, I have this thing up here called the RSI. This an oscillator lets me know if price is trading too high right now relative to the last 14 days or too low right now relative to the last 14 days. It measures price velocity, the movement of price up and down. And what I know is that price moves up and down in stages, goes through periods, goes down, trends up, but over time drifts higher and higher at a compounded rate of, now this is just one in hundreds of stocks I could pull up that are secret. You could never know about them. Blackstone, let's see, what is BX? Blackstone runs commercials on television. I know. We're looking for something different, Gerald. Let's calculate that return. Now, it's impossible to beat the stock market. Now, Blackstone somehow does it, and it's not even a person. It's just a business. It compounds at 27.91% return right now. Is what it's been compounding over the last decade. It's a secret, and yet they run commercials on TV, just piping it into people's houses. Buy me, buy me, buy me. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know how you could compound $100,000 at 27% over a decade. How much money is that? It's millions, right? Close to 27%, 100,000 times 10, maybe not millions. What is that? Let's see. You know who told me about this stock? Grant Cardone, a YouTuber. Let's see. Where's the one I like? The Gov one. Yeah, this is the one I like. This is the one I linked to in my book. Now, nobody does this, but we're going to do it. We'll show you how to do that better. Monthly contribution. No, I don't do it monthly. I do when the chart sets up. Time, 30 years. Or no, we said 10 years. Estimated interest rate, 27.5. Calculate it. So doing, oh, no. Yeah, that was 10,000. 10,000. $113,000 in the stock of BX. They run commercials on TV every day. If you watch the Financial Channel, we're Blackstone. We own the whole planet. And they own shit all over the world. They're a financial company. You know, it's not hard. It's impossible to know who they are unless you're in the Illuminati. Then they'll let you in on this. Okay? 27% a year is what they're compounding. Impossible to know about this stock. Now, if you... Let's come over here for a sec. One way to know. So if you come over here. Now there's some way better than this, guys. Now you'll see BX. And you'll see my top 5 holdings. BX, Pepsi. BX and Pepsi. It's impossible to beat stock market. Okay, sure. Now, that doesn't mean... Now, when it gets impossible is when you're getting in and out based on your emotions. Yeah, then it's pretty fucking impossible. Because you're going to have to be right in, and you're going to have to be right out, and then right back in. You got to be right twice in a row. I'm just right if I'm accumulating shares in Pepsi, compounding at 12.5%. BX, compounding at 27.5%. So if I've been compounding shares for 12 years and it's compounding at 27.5% a year, guess what? And you hold these and you just keep buying more of them on stage ones, and decades go, it's a shit ton of money. It's not secret. It's not magic. This is what happens to money as you begin accumulating it. If you keep your money, that's all you got to do. Money is just one big social agreement, by the way. If you have my book, The Two Selves, all money is simply a social agreement. To whom and to which side of the register you agree will dictate where and how you work. It will also determine how much you are allowed to earn, how quickly you gain financial freedom. If you attach earning money only to a job, you will never see, feel, or understand prosperity. Having a job is only one way and creates money that will create money in your life. Wages will pay your bills, but profits will make you rich. These companies go up because of profits, and it's not attached to your labor. So now, let's say you were a baller, as in big balls. Let's see. If we did 100,000 for 10 years, you're a millionaire. One stock, 100 grand, and you never did anything else. One fucking transaction. You bought $100,000 of that, and then you've just held it. And you're like, I never could have held it. Look at all the trauma that went on. Yeah, it was all kinds of shit that went on in the world during that time. That's the problem. So if we go back and look at the chart of BX. We don't need any moving averages on there. Right? I mean, we got a drop from 55 to 30. We got some big drops along the way there, man. We've gone from 145 to 96. Right? What is this, a weekly? Yeah. Now, this didn't give you much of a chance, man. This thing just took off. It just took off. Now, you may say, well, it'll never do that again. I don't know how you know that. I don't have a crystal ball. I don't know the future. I don't know where it's going. I know what this thing is doing, though. Okay? That's why it's one of my top 5, because it just keeps compounding money. Now, could it stop that one day? Yeah, I don't run the company. They do. All right. Let's look at, sorry, I'm getting lost here. What about Southern? Now, this is a decade of time. Not 100. Being, oh, got 100. Jeez, Gerald. Maybe I only got, what is that? No, we're going to do 10. He ain't doing no 1,000. Get the fuck out of here with 1,000. All right, calculate. Ooh, Southern Electric. It's only done 8.95%. Right there. Show you where your number's at. What's another one on there? What was the other one on there? Anyway, man. So if we can see that this over time, even in the chaos of what you see right now happening, right? And maybe it makes you feel better. You're like, man, let's put it on the I need to see the lines. So we pull up the lines, right? And